What's going on? What's going on? My name is Deshaun Lyons, aka Trade Digital. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We'll be we'll be talking about all different types of technology. We'll be talking about machine learning. We'll be talking about blockchain technology, and we'll be coding in Python. Python, the number one computer language, and we'll be coding in that. We'll be starting from beginning, and then it will get more well, the process of me keep teaching it is going to get more and more challenging, but we're going to be at that point, we're going to be killing it. So today we're going to be teaching, we're going to be discussing about variables, print statements, and functions. And I'm going to help you prepare if you interested in getting your certification in Python entry level. Because they have an exam, Python entry level exam, and I'm going to be teaching you how to pass it. So we're going to go to strictly beginning phases. We're going to do variables and we're going to do functions and simple print statements at first. And then down the line, it'll get more challenging. So I'm looking forward to teaching you. So let's get started with our script. So, with our script, wait, hold up 1 second. All right, so we have our script right here. And we're going to first start with a simple print statement. Now, the simple print statement is reprinting out a particular text inside of a string. Anything that's inside the quotes is inside a string. I mean, anything that's inside the quotes is considered a string. So you see these quotes, anything inside there is considered a string. So a simple print statement, we'll be able to print our text and then we'll receive an output with that particular code. So we can print YouTube. So we print YouTube, we do a simple print statement like that, and then we receive an output of YouTube. Let me delete all this other stuff. I'm gonna delete all these other things. Okay. So you get an output of YouTube. So a some print statement is giving us an output of whatever text we have. We can do multiple print statements. We can print hello. We can print hello world. And we would get all of those texts as an output. YouTube, hello world. And also we can add these in new lines. So something called tab. We're going to use tab and we're going to use n. So this means that if we add YouTube and we can add videos, what this does with what this particular method does, it puts YouTube and then it prints videos in a new line. So this symbol means new line. So I could put it right here. You use hashtags to write your comments. So this symbol means new line. Excuse me. So when we run this particular code right here, you see YouTube and we have videos in the new line. So we don't necessarily have to print it like that. So we have our print statement hello world down. We could keep adding it like this. So we can put in, then we could put hello, and then we can add it again for new line, and we could put hello world. So everything is in this particular string. Because remember, anything that's inside the quotes is considered a string. So we can add words, we can add a sentence there, we can even add numbers as well. So you see right here, YouTube videos, hello world. So that's what that new line symbol does right there. So now we could delete this. If you want to add a space to it, we're gonna create something called tab. So we're gonna add hello, and we're gonna have this symbol called tab. So it's going to create a big space between each word. Hello world. So when we run that, you see hello and it says in world. So we have a space there, big space. So that's good. So that symbol is called tab. We put T means tab. So this is all on pretty much on the entry level one. So now since we did that, we also can print numbers. As long as if it's in a string, it's considered a string, even though a number is an integer. And we're going to explain that in a second. So we can print 2. And when we run that, it will print 2. So as long as if it's in a string, we can put 2.0. This is considered a float because it's a decimal number. And we run this, it will see 2.0. So as long as it's inside a string, it's acceptable. So now we're going to do something called concatenate. Concatenate, you combine 2 strings or an integer together inside of a text. So if I put my name is, I can concatenate that by using a plus symbol. The plus symbol means I'm adding both of these texts together. My name is treydigital. So the plus symbol means concatenate. Concatenate. So when we run this particular code, we see my name is treydigital because it combined both texts together with the concatenation of it. So now let's say we want to run an integer. Integer is a number. So an integer will not be inside of a string. So we print 2 and we run this. It will print 2 because it's an integer. Now let's see if we concatenate that with a string. You put years old. So let's see if we can concatenate that with a string. An integer with a string. We'll get an error. And errors is extremely important so you can know what you're doing wrong. It will let you know what you do wrong if you get a valid syntax, a name error, a type error. And this is also that be on a lot of these exams, they have syntax questions. So it says unsupported operand types for plus, integer, and string. So to clear this solution up, we need to let this print statement know that this is an integer. We combined it with this string. So we have to put str as an abbreviation for a string. So we need to let this program know like we're adding an integer with a string. So we have to put str in front of it. So now when we run this particular code now, because we concatenate an integer with a string, it says 2 years old. So now we can use it. Because we let the program know that this is an integer. We adding it with this string. So this is integer. I'll put an abbreviation here. str when adding a integer with a string. Excuse me. Now let's talk about variables. So what is variables? Variables, we initiate a variable to equal to something. So we want to put name equals, I'll put my name, Deshaun. All we do, we print name. So we telling the program that name equals Deshaun. So all we gotta do is print name because we initiate name to equal to my name. And so the print statement is no longer using just print Deshaun because we don't need to print my name because my name equals Deshaun. So when we run this particular code, it says Deshaun because we create a variable called name, and we have name to equal Deshaun. Now let's say we want to concatenate that both. So we'll create another variable called number, and we have this equal to an integer 4. It's the same thing. So now we can concatenate that. It's the same thing. We use str like we use right here. Str. Let me just erase this. And adding an integer with a string. We do str, and then we put the name of the variable. So it says Deshaun 4. That's what it's going to say. So when we run it, it's going to say Deshaun 4. So it's the same thing. So I'll put this is a variable. This is a variable. So we was able to create variables. So let's say we also could put multiplication, division, all of that. So let's do 4 times 4. So it would give us that output of this particular code when we create it. It'll be Deshaun 16. So we also can do operators within our variable that we created. We could do division 1.0. Remember, with division, let me put it here. One slash is regular division. Regular is one slash division will give you a decimal number. Decimal number. It'll give you a decimal number. Two slashes will give you an integer. And we're gonna see it now. So right here, one slash division would give you a decimal number. 2 slashes would give you an integer. So remember, one slash would give you regular division. One slash would give you a decimal number. If we use 2, it would give you an integer, which would be 1. So it'll give you 1 instead of 1.0. So remember that. So now for right now we create a variable. We create a print statements. Now let's get into functions. I know it's fast, but we'll review for the next video. So now we consider functions. So functions, we defining a particular name of something that we want to be able to create. So we want to define greeting, right? So the objective with this particular function, we want to be able to create a greeting. So the objective is greeting. So inside we can use a print statement inside it, and we can put hello, right? Hello, my name is Deshaun. So we create a greeting, and inside our function, because we define greeting. So this is our objective. We don't have no arguments. We just have a simple print statement here. And what we wanted to do inside this function is to print this text out. And when we want to print this out, we gotta close our function name, which is greeting. This is our function name. So this is how we close our argument. So excuse me. Every time you close a function out, you want to be able to put down the name of your function and put these closing parentheses here to close out your function. And then you see, hello, my name is Deshaun. And you could keep adding print statements here. So let's copy this. So you can add multiple print statements inside this function. And as long as you close your function out with the name of your function with the closing parentheses, it will keep printing that out multiple times. So that's just a simple print statement inside a function. We can also, let me delete this. We also can add a variable inside. So we can add a variable called, let's just make a variable n to equal to so we got hello, my name is Deshaun. I love coding. I love coding. And put a period right here. So we have a variable right here called, we create a variable n, because remember with the variable that what we have here, name, we initiate a name to equal to Deshaun. Now inside our function, we can add a variable inside our function. So we have n to equal to I love coding. So remember when we concatenate that, you remember we use the plus symbol to concatenate that, and then all we do is put n here. So now it's going to say, hello, my name is Deshaun. I love coding. So it implements the n right there. So when we run this, hello, my name is Deshaun. I love coding. It concatenate that and it added that text. And we can add multiple variables inside there. We'll put an integer. We'll put we could create multiple variables in here. So we could put so I love coding. Let's do y. Y equals it's been, we'll leave that right there because there's a reason why I do that. It's been, and then we'll put 3 right here, then we'll create another variable. So I could keep adding, or I could just add a print statement. I don't need to keep adding variables here. So what I wanted to say is, hello, my name is Deshaun. I love coding. It's been 3 years since I've been coding. So we can add that. So now we concatenate. We're gonna keep concatenating. So we're gonna concatenate that again. We're gonna put y. It's been. We concatenate that. Remember str because this is an integer x, and then we concatenate that. Years I've been coding. So we have 3 variables inside here. So we got hello, my name is, and then we concatenate that with n. I love coding. We concatenate that with y. It's been. We concatenate that with x. 3, and then we add a simple string here. 3 years I've been coding. Now we run that. We have all our text here. Hello, my name is Deshaun. I love coding. It's been 3 years I've been coding. So that's adding variables inside here. Now we got an empty we got an empty parentheses here, and this where you add your argument inside here. So this is your argument. So you see when we add variables inside this function, you also can add anything here. So we're gonna put hello, my name is Deshaun. I love coding. It's been 3 years and I love it. So we'll add another variable. We'll put we'll put we'll put A. We'll just put A, the letter A. So the letter A is going to represent this. So we just going to add A here. Add A. So you want to say, okay, where do we put our statement here? Because since we have the statement with our variable here, where do we put our statement at? Oh, my fault. Where do we put our statement at? Because you see an argument here, we just put A here. We put our if statement in our closing function. So the argument, anytime you add an argument in here, a letter, a name, anything, you're going to initiate that with these closing parentheses in your closing function. So your arguments go here. So whatever you want to put your argument to be is going to be inside here. And I'm going to put, and I love it. So that's what we so what it's going to say. Hello, my name is Deshaun. I love coding. It's been 3 years. I've been coding and I love it. So when we run that, hello, my name is Deshaun. I love coding. It's been 3 years. I've been coding and I love it. So we added variables. We added 3 variables inside our function. We have our string inside our function for simple print statements, and we added an argument A, which is our parameter. And when you add your argument inside these parameters, you want to initiate that inside your closing function. So your arguments go here. All right, so I guess we learned a lot so far. It's 22 minutes long. We can end it here because we did enough. So thank you for taking time to watch this video. It's going to be multiple videos about this, and I can't wait. And just continue on coding, continue on learning, continue on getting better. This is so much fun. I love coding, and also it's going to help you get jobs in the industry that's continue on being disruptive, and they're going to need us to be able to code and be in the back end of these industries and these businesses. So the jobs is out there. So it's important that you want to get into this field. But yeah, my name is Deshaun, also known as Trey Digital. Please subscribe. Please follow. Follow IG at treydigital89. And I can't wait to show the next video. Thank you. Peace out.